Good morning, guys. We are going to get ready to do work on badge number 6, and this tutorial is going to show you how to download a Heads of Curriculum puppet, get it into Character Animator, and then make a short 30-second clip with your puppet, and then get it converted into a video to turn in for this assignment. So the first thing that you will need to do is come to this Heads of Curriculum link, click on that, and that's going to open up this page here. So this is primarily used for educators to make videos to help teach students using a different style of teaching, using the puppets to help with it. So we're going to actually use these puppets for your animation. So you're going to come over here to Characters and wait for it to load up. It's taking my computer a while. There we go. Here are the characters, so you're just going to scroll down. Try that again. You're going to scroll and find a character that you like, that you want to use. And I've already used this character before and this character before, so I think I will try something different. Let's try Albert Einstein. So I'm clicking on Albert Einstein. You will need to download. See that it went through here. So now you're going to have to go to your main screen, open up Finder, check in your downloads, and there he is there in my zip. All right, so now it will convert it to Puppet. Now our next step is to open up Character Animator. So get your Launchpad open and find Character Animator. Looks like this one right here, the CH. We're going to open that program. There we go. And you see there's me right there. Hello. And over here, I have my Queen Elizabeth that I had done previously, so I need to get Albert Einstein in. So up here to File, we are going to import. Go to your puppet right here and just click on Import. And now you see that Albert Einstein is there. So in order to actually see him, you're going to take and do a left click on the name and drag it in here where it says drop puppets here to create a scene. And my image is frozen over here because I've got the wheel going. And it's preparing. There we go. There's Albert. So you can see that the camera on the Mac is going to look at my eyes. Every time I blink, Albert will blink. As I'm speaking, his mouth moves. I can move my eyebrows up and down, and it will track it. You can see that on this puppet, they do have some special features. So they have a drag on the hair. So when we were looking at those 12 principles of animation, one of the things that they wanted to make sure of is they have follow through. So we do have this for Albert, but he does not turn his head. We can later, you're going to make your own puppet and you'll be able to make it so it turns its head. But we have limitations with this puppet here. So over here, you're going to see all of these behaviors that they associated with this puppet. So they do have some physics with the hair. Shouldn't have any triggers right now. We're not going to transform anything. This is just changing position. We'll learn about that later. And then we can add physics, so we can modify the physics that the person who created Albert, what they put in here. We can modify that, but not right now. We have it synced to our lips. We have the face features here, so we can do different modifications with the eyebrow, eyelid, head tilt, but we're not going to play with those today. Later you guys can play with that. Eye gaze as well. You can have different controls for it. And we're just using our mouse for the drag. All right, so now what I want you to do for this assignment is you are going to make a 30-second clip using your puppet, just kind of talking about what you think about this program, what do you think about character animation so far. Just have some fun with it. 30 seconds is all it is, and this is how you do it. So once you have your puppet, you can come over here and click on this button here just to make sure that it is tracking you accurately. So as long as you're looking directly in the camera and you're kind of over here set into that circle well, you click on this and notice that all these red dots popped up. So it's making sure that it's tracking me accurately. Looks pretty good. All right, so now let's go ahead and get started with your video. Now, if you're trying to do this video out in our main graphic design area, it's probably going to be really loud and hard to hear you just because of all the vents and the heating system that's in our space. So you can come into the little broadcast studio and make your video in there. That's where I'm at right now. The sound is so much better. All right, here we go. This is our record button. You guys have probably seen this button before. So you're just going to hit record. It does a little countdown for you. And now it's recording. So notice over here it's tracking my time. We want it to stop at 30 seconds. So you're just going to tell me what you think about the program, what you're doing today, how's it going, talk to me. You can actually make your character sound really funny. I don't care. Just do something to try this program out so you can see what it's like. And when it stops, we hit stop. Actually, we'll just hit the record button again. Boom, we're done. So now it's preparing our scene, getting all of that set to go. And our next step now is to export our video, and we want to render it, so we'll actually convert it to a video. So we come up here to File, go to Export, and we're going to choose Video via Adobe Media Encoder. So I do have to make sure that Media Encoder is installed on everybody's computer, so if this fails for you, let me know, and I'll reinstall the program. So we just click on Video by Media Encoder. So let's give it a name. So I'm going to say Test Albert Einstein Video, and it is in my documents. So now I click Save, and it should be in my documents. And we want Encoder to open up, and there it goes. So it is popping up. You won't have to open it up, it will do it automatically for you. It's going to take a little bit of time to load up. And there's our rainbow wheel. There we go. All right, should be coming up here in our queue. And there it is right there. So as soon as this pops up, go ahead and hit play. It should start encoding. It is rendering. Make sure that it's working before I tell you what to do next. This will take a good 10 minutes at least just to get this video rendered. So during that time, make sure you leave your Mac open. You don't want to close it up because that will interfere with it processing your video. You can play on your iPad for a little bit. You can move to another screen and look and see what's going on. You just cannot close this program or shut your Mac down because that'll put it in sleep mode. So let's see what's taking it so long. You should see some time remaining here, but it has not done anything yet. All right, when this does finish, it'll go all the way through, and it should save your video as an MP4. You can see here's the file name here. It'll show you where you chose to save it at, so it is in My Documents. You can see how big the size is going to be. Notice the 24 frames per second. That is standard for animation. So as soon as it does finish rendering, you can check in Finder for your video. See, I have all sorts of stuff in here. So I'll just say that this is somebody else's video, but it will end in an MP4, and you want to get into Canvas and make sure that you turn it in as a media recording. And then that way, when I come in to check it in Canvas, I will be able to play it instead of having to download all of your stuff, and then you guys will earn your 6th badge. So after we finish badge number 6, the next thing that we're going to do is allow, oh, there we go, now he's playing. And you can see that as this goes, because it's going to process it much slower, this is the parts of the video that I made, and you'll see the eyes and everything will start to move in slow-mo because it takes a long time for it to go through. This is 1 hour. It will not take 1 hour for this to process. Like I said, it'll probably take about 10 minutes or so. But as it is processing, another thing that you can do is open up Character Animator. And yours probably popped up with a different sorry, I forgot your guys' when it pops up. It's going to look like this. And so you're just going to change it to rig. Actually, I don't remember what it does because it's different. But what I want you to do is go back to Animator, and we're just going to play around with some of these. So you can do, you can start here and look at what Animator is. You can watch these tutorials, or you can just play with the rigs. So you should already have your puppet that you had before. So if you click on the name of that and then drag your puppet in over here where it says double click puppet, should drag down. Oh no, sorry. Try down here. Let's see if he'll work for me. There we go. So now you can see more of how they actually created this puppet. So when you click on areas, you'll see different parts of the face that have triggers on them. So this is, each of the eyebrows has their own trigger. The nose has a trigger. You can come over here where you see the little crowns. Those are sections that have movement. They're animated. So you have the head is all together underneath owl. So you have the right, oops, I'm going to make sure I put that back. The right eyebrow. And you can see over here that it's marked because you do have to mark which body parts are going to be where so the computer knows. You can see the mouth functions. You can see the body parts. These are all things that we are going to create. So let's actually go back to our start and try Chloe here. There's Chloe. So Chloe's a full body puppet, and it actually opened this up in Photoshop for me. So you can read right here that any changes that you make, it will save and then go back into Photoshop, or excuse me, Character Animator. So some of the things that you can do is you can actually change Chloe. So this is the paintbrush, and here's my color swatch. So I'm going to change a little bit of Chloe. I need to get on the right layer there. And now that I'm on Chloe's body with my paintbrush, I can paint over her shirt and give her a red shirt instead of a purple shirt. If I want her sleeve, it's on its own layer. Right, wrong sleeve. There we go. Can paint over that. The other sleeve. If I want to change her nose, I can change her nose. Let me find some. What do I want to do with it? Let me do what I want to do with her nose. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I'm trying to get it to allow me to move my nose. There's her nose. But it will not let me alter her nose at this time. So anyway, we are later going to work on this. I might have some of you, if you want to do it in Illustrator. Illustrator works really well for changing things. So that is our next step, is you are going to work on making your own puppet and then modifying it. Let me go ahead and switch back to Character Animator. And let's see if it does the changes to Chloe. Oh, you know why it didn't? Because I didn't save it. So let's do save. And now let's go back. And it's going to make those changes that I made from Photoshop. Still working on it. There we go. Lovely red shirt. So that's what we're going to be working on for the rest of this year, is you making your own puppet and getting to modify it and then making your own animated scene. We can do lots of things like bringing other objects in to work with our characters. We can add backgrounds, so all sorts of fun stuff. So I hope you guys are going to enjoy this and can't wait to see what you guys create.